I want you to think about the most popular vehicle in America, the Ford F-150. It has been the best-selling vehicle in the United States for 47 consecutive years. Not the most popular car, the most popular vehicle. Period. Trucks, sedans, SUVs, minivans, everything. The F-150 wins. And in 2026, a fully loaded F-150 Lariat or King Ranch sits at around $68,000 to $72,000 out the door. Most people who buy one think they are buying a $70,000 truck. They are not. They are buying a $1 million retirement mistake. And I know that sounds dramatic. I know it sounds like the kind of exaggeration finance content uses to get clicks. So I am going to show you the actual math, line by line, with real numbers and a real timeline. And by the end of this, you are going to understand exactly how a vehicle purchase made on a Saturday afternoon quietly removes $1 million from your retirement account without anyone at the dealership ever mentioning it. This is not about whether you can afford the payment. The payment is the wrong number. It has always been the wrong number. This is about what that payment cost you when you zoom out 30 years and look at what it was actually doing to your financial future the whole time you were driving it. Let me start with the actual purchase. You are buying a 2026 Ford F-150 Lariat. $70,000 out the door, including taxes, fees, and dealer markup. You put $5,000 down and finance $65,000 over 72 months at 7.9% interest, which is close to the current national average for new vehicle loans. Your monthly payment comes out to approximately $1,020. You feel okay about this number because you did the math and it fits in your budget. What you did not calculate is the total interest on that loan. Over 72 months at 7.9% on $65,000, you will pay approximately $16,000 in interest alone. Not for the truck, for the privilege of not paying cash. So the real cost of the truck before you have driven it a single mile is $86,000. $70,000 sticker, $16,000 interest, give or take. Now add the mandatory full coverage insurance your lender requires because they own the truck until the loan is paid off. A vehicle in this price range in most American states runs between $210 and $250 a month for full coverage. Over 72 months, that is $15,000 to $18,000 in insurance premiums. Add fuel. An F-150 with the 5-liter V8 averages around 17 miles per gallon. At an average of $3.50 per gallon across the loan period, driving 12,000 miles a year, you are spending approximately $2,500 per year on fuel. Over 6 years, that is $15,000. Add maintenance across 72 months. Oil changes, tires, scheduled service, brakes. Call it $8,000 conservatively. Total cost of ownership just through the loan period, approximately $127,000, for a truck that is now worth around $24,000. You did not buy a $70,000 truck. You bought a $127,000 truck that is worth $24,000. Here is the part of the truck purchase that nobody talks about at the dealership because there is no good way to make it sound acceptable. Depreciation. A new F-150 loses approximately 20% of its value in the first year. Not over the life of the loan, in the first year. The moment you drive it off the lot, that $70,000 truck is worth around $56,000. By year 3, it is worth around $40,000. By year 6, when the loan finally ends, it is worth somewhere around $22,000 to $26,000. So you paid $1,020 a month for 72 months, plus interest, plus insurance, plus fuel, plus maintenance. And what you own at the end of all of that is a 6-year-old truck worth roughly a quarter of what you paid. The financial term for this is depreciation, but the real-world term for it is losing money every single day you own it. Quietly, invisibly, while the truck sits in your driveway and everyone tells you how nice it looks. There is nothing uniquely terrible about the F-150 here. Every new vehicle depreciates. The F-150 is just the one that Americans buy most often, in the most expensive configurations, with the longest loan terms, at the highest interest rates the market has seen in over a decade. The combination of those factors makes the depreciation curve on this specific vehicle, bought this specific way in 2026, one of the most expensive financial decisions the average American household makes. And they make it enthusiastically because the truck is genuinely impressive and because nobody showed them what comes next. Now here is where the number gets to $1 million. Stay with me because this is the part that will change how you think about every vehicle decision you ever make after today. The $1,020 monthly payment you are making to the lender is not just a car payment. It is an investment that is not happening. Every month that $1,020 goes to Toyota Financial Services, it does not go into an S&P 500 index fund. And the opportunity cost of that decision, compounded over time, is the real price of the truck. Let me show you the math. $1,020 a month invested instead of sent to a lender at a 7% average annual return, which is a conservative estimate of long-run market performance accounting for inflation over 30 years, grows to approximately $1,200,000. Over 25 years, it grows to approximately $810,000. Over 20 years, it is $520,000. The truck payment, redirected to investments for the duration of a working career, produces between $500,000 and $1.2 million depending on how long you invest it. That is the retirement cost of the F-150, not the sticker price, not the loan total. The retirement cost, the $1 million that does not exist in your account at 65 because it was sitting in a dealership lot at 35. And here's the part that really locks this in. Most people who buy an F-150 in their 30s do not buy just one over their lifetime. They buy it, they pay it off, or trade it in after a few years, and they buy another one. The average American replaces their vehicle every 6 years, which means the truck payment is not a 72-month expense. It is a permanent monthly obligation that runs from the day they first buy a truck until the day they retire, and the compounding impact of that continuous redirection of investment capital into vehicle payments is genuinely, mathematically, $1 million of retirement wealth that never gets built. Let me show you two versions of the same person. Same income, same job. Same family situation. Both are 35 years old today and both plan to retire at 65. Person A buys the F-150, $1,020 a month for 72 months, then trades it in and buys another truck, maintaining a similar payment continuously. They are a truck person. They like trucks. They will always have a truck. Person B buys a 3-year-old used F-150 for $28,000 cash from a private seller. It has 40,000 miles on it and a clean inspection from an independent mechanic. It runs great. No payment. They redirect $1,000 a month, roughly what the payment would have been, into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund automatically every month. Same truck, just older, just paid for differently. At 65, person A has a paid-off newer truck in their driveway and a retirement account that is significantly smaller than it should be because of 30 years of continuous vehicle payments and the investment returns those payments never generated. Person B has a retirement account with approximately $1,100,000 more than person A from the same income, from the same career, from the same life. The only variable was whether they bought new and financed or bought used and redirected. $1,100,000. That is the real price of the F-150 payment habit across a career. Not the sticker, not the loan. The 30-year retirement impact of the monthly obligation. When you frame it that way, the truck in the driveway does not look like a $70,000 purchase anymore. It looks like a decision about how much you want to have when you are 65. Before I go further, I want to be clear about something because I do not want to be the channel that just lectures people about their choices. There are Americans for whom a new full-size truck is a completely legitimate financial decision. If you are a contractor who uses your truck on job sites every day, who tows equipment regularly, who puts 30,000 miles a year on a work vehicle and needs reliability and warranty coverage to protect your income, the math on a new truck can actually pencil out. The vehicle is a tool. The tool generates revenue. The cost of the tool is a business expense. That is a different calculation entirely. If you live somewhere rural where road conditions, weather, or genuine utility requirements make a capable full-size truck a practical necessity rather than a preference, the same logic applies to some degree. The problem is not the truck. The problem is the ratio. Studies on new vehicle purchasing consistently show that somewhere between 65 and 75% of full-size truck buyers in America never tow anything heavier than a small trailer, never use the bed for anything that could not fit in a standard sedan trunk, and live in suburban or urban environments where the vehicle's capabilities are essentially never accessed. They bought a work truck to drive to an office, and they are paying a work truck price, financing a work truck loan, insuring a work truck, and filling a work truck with fuel for a vehicle that spends most of its life in a parking garage. The question is not whether you like trucks. Plenty of people like trucks, and that is fine. The question is whether what you are actually using the truck for justifies the $1 million retirement trade-off. Most honest people, when they run that calculation, find that the answer is no. So what does smart truck ownership actually look like if you genuinely want or need a truck? The answer is a used truck bought with cash or a very short loan from a brand with strong reliability data at a price your actual savings can absorb without financing. The used truck market in 2026 has genuine opportunity. A 2020 Ford F-150 with 50,000 miles, which is a perfectly capable, perfectly reliable, well-equipped truck with years of life left in it, can be purchased for around $28,000 to $32,000 from a private seller after a pre-purchase inspection. That is less than half the price of a new equivalent. You skip the first-year depreciation cliff completely because someone else already absorbed it. You buy liability plus collision insurance instead of the full coverage a lender requires, saving somewhere between $80 and $120 a month. Your fuel costs are identical. Your maintenance costs are modestly higher but nowhere near the insurance savings. The total monthly cost of ownership on a used paid-off truck is somewhere between $250 and $350 a month versus $1,200 to $1,300 on the new finance version. The difference, $800 to $900 a month redirected to investments over 30 years, is the difference between a retirement account that is comfortable and one that is genuinely free. You still get the truck, you still get the capability, you still get the bed and the tow rating and whatever it is about trucks that you actually need. You just get it without the retirement trade-off. That is not deprivation. That is just doing the math before you sign. I am not telling you not to buy a truck. I am telling you what a truck actually costs when you count the right number. $68,000 is the sticker. $127,000 is the loan period total. $1 million is the retirement cost of the payment habit over a career. Those three numbers describe the same purchase. The dealership shows you the first one. Nobody shows you the third one. Now you know all three. The question I want you to sit with after you close this video is simple. Is the truck in your driveway or the one you are thinking about buying worth $1 million to you? Not worth $70,000, worth $1 million. Because that is what you are actually trading. And if the answer is yes, that is a legitimate answer. Some things are worth what they cost. But it should be a conscious trade, made with the full number visible, not a monthly payment decision made in a showroom before anyone showed you what it was actually going to cost. Subscribe to Nick Finance. The numbers they never put on the sticker are the only ones that matter.